Coach, obviously it didn't go the way you expected. What did you see that broke down today?
I saw, typical. We had 3 tough games going into the night, and we knew if things didn't go the right way, that adversity may hit, and we didn't fight through it. I thought, again, hats off to Washington. I thought they played one of the best games I've seen them play. Hit every shot, made every big shot. And I thought we were just emotionally drained and just kind of gave in to their onslaught as the game went on. But that's kind of the way the sweep games go. Either you're in it, and if you handle the haymakers, you can survive it. But we didn't survive the haymakers, and they, guys stepped up for them. Ramon Sessions made threes. Gooden made his threes, and that broke our back.
You said before the game that you thought they would leave everything out there, and you just said, they sort of gave in. Were you surprised by that?
Well, I was surprised, but, kind of saw it coming, how hard we gave, the first game in overtime, second game, put ourselves, was a tough game. Third game was hit those shots at the end of the game. Emotionally, I thought we were just drained and we were spent. As the game went on, I thought starting out, let's see how it goes. But once they hit us with the haymakers, we didn't have enough emotional fortitude or whatever it was to sustain it.
Sorry, Dwane. How do you think Jonas and Terrence handled this playoff series?
Again, I've said it the entire year. We're a young team, and I just told the team this should show us. First of all, it should hurt to be, beat like they beat us in this last game and beat us in the series the way they did. It shows how hard everybody in that room has to work to get better at every phase of their game. And Terrence and Jonas both are young guys, and they have a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do, physically, mentally, getting prepared for each and every night. And to play at this level, you got to be have razor-like focus. And again, those guys had great strides this year, and I don't want to poo-poo how much they grew throughout the season, because they still won 49 games, won the division. But again, this level is a different level, and all of our guys, all of us, have to learn how to be ready to compete at this level.
Dwane, you talked before the game that change is inevitable in the NBA. Do you think it's also necessary with this group?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, again, that's not my department. My job was to get us ready, to play and develop, continue the process. That's my charge. That's my goal, is to continue. And I said at the beginning of the year, Doug, that the next step this team and this organization has to make is probably going to be the toughest, to get to that next level. To go from being just making the playoffs to continuing in the playoffs and playing for a championship. And I know how hard that is. When we won in Dallas, it took us 3 years with a veteran team to get to that level. And our guys are just scratching the surface of where we need to be to take that next step.
Dwane, if this has been asked, I apologize. Was it a case in the series, and more so tonight, of them being that great, or you guys being that terrible?
No, I think I think they played. I'm not speaking for them, but I thought they played great. They made every big shot. Paul Pierce, he did what he was supposed to do. He made every big shot. Like tonight, Ramon Sessions made big shots. Drew Gooden made big shots. Otto Porter made big shots. They made the plays you had to make. I mean, we tried everything: switching, small lineup, big lineup, trapping. And they executed well against everything. So, you have to tip your hat to them. Again, I thought we were emotionally drained as the game went on tonight, and emotionally ran out of gas to continue the fight. But again, the hat's off to Washington. They're playing, big-time basketball. Again, Gortat made plays when we trapped him. And then when he kicked it out, guys who made shots, made shots. I thought, overall, I thought Pat Patterson tonight, he didn't shoot the ball well. I thought he competed pretty hard. DeMar DeRozan, I thought Kyle bounced back tonight and shot the ball well. and kind of, but he, competed. He wasn't himself just because trying to bounce back from the injuries. But I thought tonight he made shots, and that was the difference for tonight for him. And DeMar, they double team him every time he come off pick and rolls, pin downs, and same with Kyle. So, it's hard to really, because the way we played in the entire playoffs was not us as far as execution offensively, execution defensively. We didn't get it done as a group, and I don't think you can pinpoint one person or anybody. It was all of us, and coaches included. We're all in it together.
Dwane, any regrets at all in the preparation or the strategy that you used?
No, we tried everything, Rachel. We made adjustments. We tried to make every proper adjustment according to their small lineup, their big lineup, their pick and roll game, their post-up game. We felt like the only thing we didn't implement, and it was tough for us to get in, was our zone. But everything else we switched. They exploited that. They shot the ball extremely well. And talking to Randy, he's talking about how well they played. And, again, it showed. It's somewhere in between how well they played and how it wasn't us the entire 4 games.
Coach, looking back, how can you explain the defensive drop-off that you guys had this season, and what has to happen for you guys to get back to the level you were at last year?
Right. Well, one thing, too, we got to get back committed to defense. And I think one thing that hurt us this year was DeMar's injury, going out 22 games. I don't know what our numbers were defensively. I thought they were pretty good before he went down. And then we became more of a how are we going to score, John? And got caught up in that game, playing a little bit faster, taking quicker shots, and ultimately somehow your defense is going to suffer. That run and shoot, where they're going to rest is on defense. And I thought we got caught in that. It was hard for me as a coach to get the horse back in the barn defensively. It's not from a lack of trying. We worked on defense, harped on it, did everything to try to get the horse back in the barn, to get our defensive mojo back. Couldn't get it done. And going into training camp next year, that's going to be the number one thing. And again, guys have to be committed to it. And we got caught up in playing that style of play, which was, in turn successful, semi-successful, except when you get to this level. I do know you have to play defense at this level to win a championship or to compete for a championship. You have to be a defensive-minded team. And we lost that, in that stretch of games when we started going down a little bit.
Dwane, what allowed John Wall to have such a good series, especially passing the ball? What we know he can do it. And did you see anything different from him in this series that you hadn't seen this season?
Well, his passing, because we were trapping him. We was trying to get the ball out of his hands, and he really did a good job of finding the right people. But at the end of the day, the people he passed to made plays. They made shots. And the one thing that John is doing a much better job of, he's changing speeds, but he's relentless. His speed coming at you after makes and misses was relentless. Didn't seem like he was ever going to get tired, but he kept coming at. But his passing is improved so much. He's making the right decisions out of the double teams, out of the traps, and in drawing in the paint and finding. He's growing in that from that standpoint. And then in I think it was game 2, he made shots, which was a big plus for him.
Thank you.
Thank you.